Brita filters. Here we go. In a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Have you often dreamed of crisp, clear water as if it sprung from a stream in the mountains of the Smokies? Well, this show is not brought to you by Brita filters. But if we were going to talk about something in an intro and we didn't have an intro to give, Brita filters would be that thing. So we're happy to tell you all about the wonders of charcoal filtered water and coconut oil up your bum. It's time for Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, episode 385 for June 8th, 2017. Butt plug indicators. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that brings to you news that is strange but true. Not fake news, not like all the other news that you see out there on your three-letter agencies. No, we bring to you the truest of the true news, the news that is true, the blue news, the weird stuff, the blues clues, as you would say, if you were 5. We bring to you the greatest of the internet, mostly brought to you by Jacob, who deserves all the credit for tonight's and all the other nights' notes.
Yeah, like in all the other times before that.
We are proud to have Jacob here as a member of the Two Dorks and a wonderful human being who provides to us the notes that we're about to read to you because you guys are the bestest and you deserve it. I'm your host, Steven, and we're joined as always by the amazing, the wonderful, the remotely located Smashley.
Hi! I'm realizing quickly that the sound quality and the picture quality is a little crappier when I'm not the launch pad.
It's like you're talking through a turd on your microphone, but it's okay because we trust that there are no turds on your microphone.
Speaking of turds.
Do you have to poo? I had to poo earlier. It was part of.
No.
You do? You had said I heard you had to poo. Do you need to go now? Like if you got the squirts, you know it hurts, so you better get to the toilet.
What did you say on? You texted or you said something on Slack about fixing a bathroom.
Oh, no. What did I say? So if it has to do with your booty, it's my duty.
What was that from?
I made it up on the fly because I wanted to let Jacob know that if he needed a toilet replaced, I'm your guy.
Oh my god.
That's so I made up that. That would be because booty and duty rhyme, and they're both kind of weird and poopy related.
Your booty, then it's my duty.
It's
Hi,
my
Ecto!
duty.
We haven't seen Ecto. Ecto says it's my duty. Please, that booty.
Look at all these wonderful people. You know what? Shout out to you wonderful people. Yeshbot, Fagwin, Ecto, Master, Docs on Gaming, Subject to Change, Rogue, Puppy Dog, and more. There's like 87 people in the chat. It's just I can only name the top, 6.
And more.
Yeah. So and the rest. It's like Gilligan's Island. You remember when the first season of Gilligan's Island, the song didn't include Mary Ann? It was just the professor and the rest, and so Mary Ann was like the only one left in the lyrics, but they didn't give her a lyric. So
why didn't they give her? Did it not rhyme?
No, because they go the professor and Mary Ann here on Gilligan's Isle. Well, the first season, I don't know if they didn't plan for her to be a constant. If she was just there for a little while, but they would just say the professor and the rest. And you're just like, the rest? What? So Mary Ann was the rest. She was, it's ridiculous.
I don't think I ever watched a single episode of that.
I'm not shocked. I don't know why I felt like I needed to tell you anything about Gilligan's Island, because you're like, what? They're not alone on that island. Like 87 people found that island. Like the Harlem Globetrotters were on that island with them at one point.
It's like Lost. I never finished that.
Lost is just.
I never watched like all of it.
I wouldn't worry about it. It really is just a more dark version of Gilligan's Island.
Like, weren't there people? I mean, spoilers. What is this? It's like, I really wish this person would just stop texting.
What can you? Okay, tell them that.
It's popping up on my computer now, and it's like.
No, so tell them for me. If you text anymore, I'm reading them on the air.
Oh, well, so she actually said, "Good night." And I'm like, I'm going to be doing a podcast, so I'm not going to be responding. I said, but you're not going to notice because you're drunk. And she just wrote night. And then she wrote, but the slide hurt. And then she's like, night, because the rest is rated R. And I was like, normally night is not followed by 20 extra text messages.
Not usually. Night usually means I'm going to bed. See ya. Unless you say, oh, hey, hold on a sec. I have to tell you all this stuff. Like, if you have to listen, text me if you just want to say, like, 3 things.
Yeah.
Don't text me if you want to have a full-on conversation, like, my boyfriend's being a dummy. I don't know what to do about it. Can you please help me over text message?
Right, yeah.
Like, stop it. Pick up the phone. Go to the bathroom. Call. Whatever.
Well, it also depends on the age of whomever is texting you, because...
What? It doesn't depend on the age. Children can pick up a phone, too.
One of my girls emailed me last September and said she had a crush on this dude, right? And, she was talking about, like, butterflies, and she really liked him, and yada, yada, and that was the last we really talked about it. And so last Sunday, one of my other girls is currently dating the guy that the girl had a crush on, and when she saw a picture, she's like, oh. And so she texted me. She's like, I need so much help. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, do you still have a crush on him? She's like, well, I haven't seen him in 3 months. And I'm like, then it doesn't matter.
It's time to let it go.
Wish her luck. Yeah. Rogue, when people say night, especially N-I-T-E, I just assume that they're angry.
Yeah.
And I just assume she was angry that I said she was drunk, but she's drunk, so...
It's the short, blunt statement. Like, if Stephanie just says night with no smiley face, I'm like, oh,
or
crap.
a heart or something.
What did I do? But usually it's like, night, sweetie, have a great show. And I'm like, yes, that's perfect. That means I'm in the A+ zone.
Yeah.
But
they're really, like, succinct.
Now, if it's short and it's like she's doing something and Sam's running around, that's fine. Right. But, like, if I know she's gone to bed or she's going to sleep and it's short, I'm like, you got your phone by you and nothing can distract you from writing a 4-word message instead of a 1-word message. I'm in so much trouble right now. What did I do? Because that's my basic, like, response to anything. What the crap did I do? Somebody today said, I want to talk to you about the thing. And I was like, can you talk about it now? Because if you say I need to talk to you about the thing and we don't cover it, then I'm going to go to bed thinking, like, I'm in super trouble and I'm an idiot. Like,
yes.
You don't tell people with anxiety problems, hey, I'm going to talk to you about a thing later. Don't do that.
Don't tell anybody that. You're sitting there, you're like, why don't we talk about it now? Like, what is preventing? So, real life, church called me, and when the church calls you, it's like the principal's office, and that we chatted a bit, and they're like, well, we need to discuss this a little further. We'll talk to you this Sunday before you serve on Sunday you get back, which is not this Sunday, it's Father's Day Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah. I'm like, I'm not waiting. I was like, if something's wrong, you're talking to me now. I'm not waiting 2 weeks.
Yeah, let's not do that. That's terrible.
So they're like, well, we'll Skype you next week. And I'm like,
it's still weeks. That's still a long time
to
leave me on the fence.
So I'm assuming somebody has to talk to somebody and then get, like, their orders.
Can I please? First, I've got to talk to Jesus. And then I've got to talk to someone else. The church has Skype. Something can change. Like, your church has Skype? You're not using a tin can and a string? It's like, no.
Our church is like
the best film team I've ever seen. I'm like, our
church does things a little
like pretty snazzy.
If you're walking in and expecting to sit on wooden benches and like be uncomfortable and Jesus, and not see people walking in pajamas, then you're not in the right place.
There's a fable I read. Ectomaster made me think of this when he said, Jesus, take the wheel. It's Aesop's fable about Hercules and the Wagoneer. So this guy's pulling a wagon down the road, and it goes into a bunch of thick mud, and the wheels get stuck, and they just get stuck. The wagon stops. He drops to his knees and he begs the skies, like, Hercules, I need your help. My wagon is stuck. And Hercules comes down. He's like, did you even try to push it out of the mud? And he's like, no, I called for your help. He's like, I'll help you when you've at least given it a little bit of effort. And Hercules is like, get out of here. So I thought that was pretty awesome, because that's kind of the way the world works. Like, hey, man, like, it's what Sam does. Like, if he wants to do something, he's like, help. I'm like, you try it first.
Right,
And if
yeah.
you can't do it, I will help you. And then he usually tries it, and he usually succeeds, and everything's well.
It is funny though, like that's your first instinct is if I can't do this, if I don't believe that, like I can, and I'm like, somebody do the thing for me. Whereas I could go to a drawer and get out one of the little things and go, and then it would open.
Oh, well, see, like opening a jar, if somebody else is standing there and you can't get it open, like that's one thing. And you at least try to get it open with your bare hands.
Well,
That's kind of
like,
menial and silly, right? Like I think that doesn't really count. I'm thinking like, Sam's trying to figure out how to hook up a Nintendo, and he could just basically look at it, not do anything, and say, "Daddy, come hook up this Nintendo with me."
Daddy, take the wheel.
Yeah, or I can just be like, "Sam, why don't you look at the cords and look at the cables and see what you can tell? Look at the colors? Look at the, does that cable
Can Sam
fit
hook
in
up
that
a
port?"
Nintendo?
No, but he will. You look out. He's coming. That kid's going to know how to do everything. But I was thinking about it because this kid, when I was little, when I was probably 6 or 7, I knew how to hook up a Nintendo because my dad taught me how to do it.
My dad.
When I got my Super Nintendo, my dad taught me how to hook the RF modulators together in a daisy chain so you didn't have to unplug one and plug in the other all the time. So you'd plug like the TV cable into the RF modulator and then that RF modulator into the other RF modulator, and you can have 2 Nintendos plugged up at the same time. And so my friend didn't know you could do that, and his dad never taught him, so he was always disconnecting one and plugging in the other and all this stuff. And I told him, I was like, "Well, I can hook it up for both of us, or for both of them, and you can just turn one on and it'll be on the TV. Ta-da!" And he was like, "No, I need to get my dad to do it." I'm like, "But I know how. Like, we could do it." "No, my dad does it." And I'm just sat there like confused at why someone would just be like, "No, I don't want to learn how to do this."
I was gonna say that's the exact opposite. Like if someone's like, "Please, Steven, let me help you. I know how to do this. It'll be really quick." You're like, "F you, die in a fire. It takes me 30 GD years. I'm gonna do the thing, and you can just sit there and watch. I'm gonna do it myself."
I get pretty stubborn.
He would be on fire and searching for solutions to put the fire out, and someone's standing here going, "Can I just no?" Okay. All right, you're okay. Now your pants are on fire.
I have been driving Stephanie nuts since I bought our Roku. I bought a Roku Ultra 4K to play on my 4K television, and I plugged it in, and the little HD switcher we had, I knew wasn't going to do 4K because it's old. It doesn't have the bandwidth, at least not 4K 60 hertz as it's supposed to. So plugged it in. Sure enough, it didn't work. And I was like, well, darn. So then I get a new 4K switcher, plug it in, and it doesn't do HDCP 2.2, which is required for 4K. So, crap, got to get another one. So I order another one that does 4K. I plug it in, and it doesn't work either. I do more research. I learned that my HD cable that runs under the house and up through the BS fake wall that I have built that doesn't have any conduit, and I can't replace the freaking cables in because reasons, it only does 10.2 gigabits worth of bandwidth. In order to reliably do 4K at 60 frames per second, I need it to do 18. It doesn't. And I can't just pull the cable out because reasons.
Are you talking about the fireplace?
Which Ashley's very familiar with. Reasons mean I can't replace the cable. So now I've got the Roku hooked up because I don't give up. I don't do that. That's crazy. So I got another HDMI cable. I hooked the thing up on the mantle next to the TV, plugged directly in, and I'm going to Velcro the darn thing to the back of the TV, and I'm going to be good to go. But I've been dealing with that for like a week. So if I Velcro it to the back of the TV, then it won't be in sight. You won't be able to see the Roku, and it'll just be like, la la, magic.
So the literal only thing I understood from that entire 10 minutes of numbers and letters was your ex-boyfriend liberally jacked up the wires, and I hope he dies in a fire, but I still Velcroed something to somewhere so he can suck it.
Something like that.
You son of a bitch.
I mean...
Not Reagan made it to a show. Hey, man. Long time no see.
Notorega?
Yeah, I know that guy. Good guy. Awesome dude.
Hello there, sir.
Hello there, Notorega.
Russian Gajovich.
Yeah, so I finally got everything looking good, and I'm still ticked off at the contractor / rookie that put my my chimney stuff in. Didn't think to help me.
I feel like it
Listen.
looks good, but there's no utility to it whatsoever.
I need somebody to come in and redo it for me, or I need to redo it myself, which I will do someday when I got cash money. You want to do a factoid?
I never do the factoids. You can do a factoid.
A year on Mercury is just 88 days long. That's one revolution around the sun, 88 days. You would the years would go by. You'd be like, man, I'm how many years? Okay. I'm going to finish a thought in just a second.
I think I rubbed off on you a little bit.
You did. I'm about to find out. So there's 365 days in a standard Earth year. Now, I know there's leap years, but let's do that. Let's multiply that by 75, which gets us...
What is with the numbers in this show?
Oh, no, you unplugged yourself. You unplugged your thing. You unplugged your thing. You unplugged your thing. You muted yourself. You did something bad.
Just now?
Yeah, now you're better.
I put a sock on my head.
I don't know. You muted yourself, but I fixed it. And I waved at you, even though I knew you weren't going to see that for like 50 seconds. So
I just saw the wave.
Okay, so 27,375 days in the average life. I'm not going to go into decimal subject. Let's
Cheetos.
Let's define that. We're going to divide that by 88. If you lived on Mercury, you would live to be an average of 311 years. 311.
Yeah, but that doesn't really count.
I want to know, how many Mercury years are we, Smash? How many?
I don't know, 88 days.
Yeah, hold on, I got it.
Ask Dressed or McFly or literally anybody but me.
I'm like 32, 365 divided by 88. I know this isn't accurate. Now, I'm 132 Mercury years, yo.
See, but okay. So we consider a year, right?
I would say that that's a true statement.
I'm just saying, like, our year is 365 days. So even if we were on Mercury, why would we only count 88 days?
Because it's based on the revolution around the sun. And
who gives a shit?
Everyone. That's how years work. That's how seasons work.
It's an arbitrary...
No, it's not. 365 days.
Okay, we just decided that a year was going to be, okay, hey, look, one revolution.
Okay, yes.
That's the mark of time. Sweet. Okay, so if you're a terrestrial, you're born on Earth, and you get transplanted to Mars, are you going to start randomly marking your years completely differently? So when you talk to your, like, girlfriend that you're Skyping from Mars that may or may not be cheating on you because you've been gone for a year... Are you going to say, man, it's been 3 years since I've last seen you, and her go...
No, you're going to say it's been three Mercury years since I last saw you.
Nobody's going to say Mercures.
Yes, they would. They could potentially say...
It's been 3 Mercures. I mean, that makes everybody sound like a redneck Riri.
What? No, it's you're going to... No, I don't even know how to address this situation. Hold on, where's that sound clip I played earlier?
Mercures.
You can't do that. Like, you might reference...
Not? A year is a year. If you're born on Earth, it's a year. Like, that is your year. Like, just because you move to somewhere that's got a shorter orbit, like, that may be... Okay, so you could say, well, I've been... Like, how would you communicate that to the scientific community? Like, you can't say I've been here 6 years when really you've only been there 3 years because you're talking to the scientific community on Earth, and we judge things by Earth years because we started here, so it's a year.
You would address it as... 52 Earth years, or you would say it's been 1 Earth year since we last spoke.
That would be like a scientist walking in the room and be like, it's 56 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and everybody's like, I have to convert that to Celsius, you flaming ball of shit.
Dressed
it would just be stupid. It would be pointless.
No.
See, Ecto says I have a point. Suck it.
No. Dressed has a point. It's like when you talk to someone in a different time zone and you say 3 o'clock PST.
You convert it? Yeah, but that's completely different.
A year is a revolution around the sun because you have to determine seasons.
There would have to be a standard. There would have to... Shut up, Dressed with your caps.
A space... Like what, a space standard?
The standard would be an Earth year because everybody was born here and that's what we're used to.
Not the people that were born on Mercury, Smash. People born on Mercury.
People born on Mercury, even they're second-hand citizens.
They're going to care about the people born on Mars. Because people are going to get born on Mars, and Mars has a different year, too. and its seasons are way different.
Subject, I think you just got a night text from Ash. My mom's like, I'm going to be in bed at 9:30, and I'm like screaming downstairs.
Subject to change as well. That's just planetist.
As a scientist, I am offended. Just, you're right. Units are important. McFly, just because you got the notes doesn't mean you're sick. Go chug some more NyQuil.
He's already
like,
got his scotch.
Ash is a planetist.
You're so racist against the people born on other planets.
I'm just saying, like, if you started the expedition from Earth and you went over there, like, I've been here 88, I don't know, whatever, like 3 Mercures, because that's what the unit is now known as. Like, it's just 88 and 3, it's just a stupid conversion. There's so many numbers, and they're not even, and they don't go together.
We got to the root of it. You're just upset that there are numbers in the world, and you'd rather people just go, I am age.
Yes.
I have been around the sun so many times, or just not even care that you've been around the sun. F it. Yes. Who needs time? I exist, therefore I am.
What I mean about saying, like, I mean, because your birthday wouldn't change. Like, if you lived on Earth and you went to Mercures and you were like, I don't know, 30, and then you were there 88 days, then you're just like, oh, I'm 31. No, you're not.
It doesn't matter. Like, we're talking about Mercury. I don't know if we can dive into this any further. We've beaten this dead horse so much. I mean, first of all, we'd all die if we lived on Mercury. So let's just clear that up right now. We'd all be dead people on Mercury. And it just, no. I don't know anymore. I'm done. World news. Mozambique police warn bald men after ritual attack.
Wait, what?
Warn bald men. So people bald like me, like the 3 balds, the 3 amigo balds.
Oh, I made fun of you while I was praying at dinner today.
That's not very nice of you. Because you're like, dear Lord, bless this food and bless Steven because he's so stupid. What is that?
It was much funnier than that.
I'm sure it was. Making fun of me in front of the presence of the Lord. What's wrong with you? Bald men in Mozambique could be targets of ritual attacks, police have warned, after the recent killing of 5 men for their body parts. Is this the story? Is this the story that I was warned ahead of time contained the death of people?
Oh, is this the dead people thing?
2 suspects have been arrested in the central district of Melange, where the killings occurred. The belief is that the head of a bald man contains gold. Oh, goodness.
What?
I believe that's the truth. The head of a bald man does contain gold. It's the dreams and thoughts and stuff that come out of there.
Do they mean like knowledge? Gold. Like you open your mouth and you espouse greatness? Or do they mean like AU?
I feel like if you just cracked open one bald man's head and saw that there was nothing in there but meat, you'd go, myth is false.
Oh, that's a good point. Like how many were dead? 4 or 5?
Yeah. So police think the notion of a bald head containing gold is a ruse by witch doctors to get clients to take a person's head to them. Their motive comes from superstition and culture. The local community thinks bald individuals are rich, Commander Diaz said in a press conference in Maputo. A regional security spokesman, Miguel Cantino, told AFP that the victims' heads and organs were removed and used in rituals to advance the wealth of clients in Tanzania and Malawi. The suspects are 2 young Mozambicans, aged around 20, the AFP news agency reports. So man, it's amazing because we live, if you're not familiar with it, we live in this country called America. And though there are probably ritual sacrifices happening in the backwoods of Kansas, generally there aren't witch doctors performing weird rituals. But man, in certain areas in Africa, that junk is legit. Like, witch doctors think goats steal cars. People can transform into other animals. If you eat a certain animal, you will get the powers of that animal. Hey, not Riga, thanks for the follow. You the best. Thank you.
Dankeschön.
100 points for the follow. I'll give you points. It's like, whose line is it anyway?
Literal 100 points.
They don't really matter, but you got them. You the best. Oh, we can do this. Thank you for the following, you the bestest, for joining in this thing. I hope you have an awesome day. There we go. Well, I mean, tomorrow will be day, and then it'll count.
I hope you have an awesome day tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope you have an awesome day someday.
So it's like the people that believe in Bigfoot.
Oh, iKarma's now following us too. Holy crap, we gotta do it again. Thank you for the following. You're the bestest for joining in this thing. Thank you for the thing you did. The song gets better every time. The podcast listeners are like, what the crap are they talking about?
Merc-ears are stupid. They're still talking about merc-ears.
Merc-ears?
Merc-ears.
That's fine. They're good.
That's look, when NASA goes to Mercury and they've dubbed them merc-ears, everybody's gonna be like, ah.
You're gonna look back at one day back in 2017, 57,000 years ago, Fate Kills said that we'd call them merc-ears, and she was right. All hail the Fate Kills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bow to me in my legion of penguins.
That's still one of the greatest essays I've ever read in my life.
I'm pretty proud of that one.
Was yours. I've written one thing I like too. It's pretty awesome when you do that.
Yeah, you should publish.
You're like, I'm going to keep this one thing that I like forever, and I'm never writing again because I wrote this one thing that's really good. F writing. I don't want to do it.
What the crap, Steven? Why?
Hmm?
I read a book in one day yesterday. It's awesome. It's called
It was called Dragons of Tasmania, right?
Naomi.
Dragon Butts 9000.
Just help me out. I sent you a picture of the book cover.
100 dragons.
E-webs, dude.
His Majesty's Dragon.
What is it?
His Majesty's Dragon.
Yes, that. It's so good. I love that author. Cause we had to be there at like 7 a.m, so I read from 7, and then when I laid down, I'm like, that was such a good book. I haven't done that since like Harry Potter.
Dude, the Kindle edition's only $3.
Get the thing.
Buy now with one click. That was easy. Thanks, Steven, for buying the thing and getting the book. I got to finish the 2 I'm on right now. I'm reading freaking Band of Brothers. You know, the book about the guys in World War II.
You're going to die. You're going to pick this up and read like the first page and be like, and nothing else matters.
That's good. Because right now, Band of Brothers has me believing nothing else matters. I'm not going to cover it again. But y'all come at me with, I hate Mondays, and I'm going to punch you in the throat. That's all we got to say.
Oh yeah, Steven doesn't like disparaging. I only.
I'm so tired of your Monday bullcrap.
Ingredients: 5% effort today. 99.5% want to go back to bed.
Oh, I'll punch that green bottle in the face. Get so mad. I get so mad. You have another shot at life, you butthole. Get out of bed.
The bottle?
Do something. No, butthole.
No, this bottle's pretty dead.
Butthole.
It contains time.
He's an asshole, sir.
Ooh! Steven, this contains time, so every time I squirt out its time is running out. I'm killing it every time I use it.
Holy crap, that's an excellent joke. You get all the points.
I'm so sorry. Wow.
That's awesome. Small town news? Small
Sorry, I
town
got
news.
really excited. Merc-ears TM. Ash is a murderer arrester. Arrow, what's up? Eric, I love you guys. I'm glad you're here. Eric,
look at all these, there's 3,000 people here. Y'all the bestest.
3,000. Does that mean like there's 3,000 times 8, or like 3,000 people, 8 people, or?
That's 83,000. That's what I said. That's what I said. You heard wrong. I said 83,000.
Did I show you my bottle of sparkles that I found under the office and I got really excited about? My dad's like, "Is that perfume?" I'm like, "No, it's magic."
Is it just sparkles?
Yeah, you're just like, you just rub it all over your face.
What are you doing? What are you doing with it? You don't just rub sparkles. You find strange sparkles in a basement. You don't rub them on your face. You trade them in at the local antique shop for strange wizard artifacts.
I was just like, Jacob's like, "Thank Jesus she is nowhere near me right now. I want to rub them everywhere."
Stop with your sparkles. 83,000 merc people.
Ecto, we love you. Have fun adulting.
Have fun being a
I
mod.
don't understand what the hell you're doing. Something about Minecraft mods, but...
He's a mod. He has to go in a chat room and make sure people aren't spamming penis gifs.
Oh, I hope they do. So your job is interesting.
Mods are really important. Subject to change. Rogue Puppy Dog. We got lots of mods. They watch out for us.
Pretty much everybody we like.
Everybody we like is like, hey, you're a mod, and you're a mod. We're like Oprah. Everybody
Yeah.
gets to mod.
If
Everybody.
you come here more than twice, you've become a mod. Arrow's like, bitches.
Well, I mean, I like these people. They're in Twitch all the time. Like, Subject to Change doesn't do anything but play WoW and stay in Twitch and Discord with me.
He sent me a picture of a horse butt.
Oh, well, that's
why his name is still Subject to Butts.
Subject to horse butts.
Subject to horse rears.
Are you gonna read this story, or are we gonna keep talking?
Oh, Scheisse. Mea culpa. Where are we? Did we finish the bald people thing?
Oh yeah, we finished the bald people.
I don't think you did.
I did. I read the whole story. There wasn't really much to say other than bald people have gold in their head.
That's so weird. I feel like, John would talk to Paul, and Paul would be like, "Oh my gosh, I killed a bald person too." So why do the witch doctors want heads? I'm gonna Google.
They
that.
want to eat other people's heads to get powers.
Why do witch doctors kill albinos? No.
If that's a
heads?
thing, dude.
This is gonna come
Albinos.
up porn.
Albinos in Africa. That's not a joke. Like those poor people, they are targeted like nothing you've ever seen. They're like unicorns to witch doctors.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Like,
Superstores like Bruce Willis and Jason Statham are been warned to stay away.
Just them? What about
Yeah,
Captain
because,
Picard?
they like go to Mozambique a lot.
What about Captain Picard and other bald
Charles.
people that are also bald?
Charles. Yeah, I kind of was rolling around in my bottle of. I mean, just the bottle is so cool. It's like a freaking magic.
Small town news. Small town news.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Small town.
Where am I? Ow.
Yeah, they gain people's life energies from heads and other spirit powers.
Ew.
Yeah.
Jacob. What?
What?
Maybe
Oh,
this is
cool.
what was wrong with my dad's office today. Road paved with clamshells amidst stench covered in maggots.
Nah.
Gross. Maybe somebody should have, I don't know, hosed these bitches off. Residents of a small Rhode Island community say their neighborhood has been beset by a terrible stench after one of their neighbors paved a road with unwashed clamshells. Why?
You got to wash the clamshells before you make a road out of them.
Like, how do you get that many clamshells? Where do you find
Dude,
unwashed clamshells?
Have you ever been to like an oyster bar like on the coast? You should see the mountains of shells.
You can't just walk up and take their property.
No, you buy them, but like mountains of shells outside of these places. Like I've been driving down the Florida coastline before, North Florida coastline. It's the ocean. There's these boats. There are boats everywhere, and then just mounds of clams just everywhere.
People who
everywhere.
eat too much seafood, you should maybe stop.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, well, you don't eat clams, do you?
No, gross. It's like sucking snot down with hot sauce.
Right? Ew, I'm just like, let me rip open this shell and pull out the tongue that's inside and stick it in my, no.
I'll have some snot with my hot sauce, thank you. Were they bearded clams? Is that a thing? Are there such a thing as bearded clams?
To the Googles, bearded clams.
Bearded clams.
I'm like really afraid.
There are bearded clams.
Holy
Well,
wow,
how about
okay,
that's a
that
hairy
looks,
clam
no wonder
monster.
the lobster tried to attack the woman's vagina.
Oh, it's a bearded clam means vagina. That's
I was
an
gonna
Urban
say, is
Dictionary.
this like a fake thing?
He made me Google vagina on accident with
We
slang
just
terms.
did.
How did everyone know that but me?
I didn't
feel
know it
so-
either because I did the same thing. There's like there's a vagina purse.
I feel so tricked.
Bearded clam diver.
They took advantage. They took advantage of my my naivety.
Wow. No,
Oh.
I want to show you guys this picture.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
bearded taco. Okay, now I'm getting y'all are gross. All of y'all are gross. Shame on you.
He's an asshole, sir.
Shame on you.
Let me introduce you to a razor or wax or.
Don't look. Are you Googling more? Are you going
No,
down?
I'm good. Where's my story?
Everybody knows but me.
Aaron was like, I'm so glad I was here to this.
Steven's like, what's a bearded clam? That's so gross.
Subject, you're so jealous of my coconut oils.
No, I've heard of the blue waffle, and I will not Google that. I've
I don't know what
heard.
that is. What
I
is
haven't.
that?
Don't Google it. I've heard. I haven't seen. There's a lot of things in my life that I have Googled and seen that are burned into my
I'm gonna
mind
do it
forever.
unless you tell me what it is.
You don't do it. I don't know what it is. I just know that it's gross, and it's one of those things like Tub Girl that you Google once and then you throw up.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
I don't know that you'll be fine. That face is showing me that you're confused more than anything.
I don't understand what I'm looking at.
That's probably the problem. Not Rega's like, please don't. Somebody to change your members, Tub Girl. You want to vomit a little? That's where you go.
This might be slightly more awkward. There's like so many random different pictures. Okay, my poor Google.
It's like the 2 girls, 1 cup thing. Never watched that. I
Chris,
survived that
how have
whole
you
deal.
not seen Two Girls?
I haven't. I haven't
Well,
watched
I understand why you have it, but I don't understand why he hasn't.
Oh yeah, like dressed. You're like the deepest, darkest depths of the internet.
Yeah,
Why haven't
like
you looked
he's
at
on
it?
the dark net. Like Steven's a shining personality of like lawful
Ugh,
good,
the
and then they're
things-
stressed.
The things I've seen, man, in the early days of the internet that I wish I could just go back and just Mr. Clean that all away.
This is where I really
I know what Lemon Party
shoddy
is.
memory comes in handy with me. I'm like, I've seen Nortega don't blue waffle. There was like legit blue waffles too. There were like blue waffles and like somebody missing half their face and lots of genitalia.
I've seen some pretty gnarly like Rotten.com stuff from back in the day.
Yeah, there's a couple of those that
It's okay. It's okay, RDP. You don't have to mod him out. We can say these words. It's other people's we've seen it. I don't think it's off the what do you call that? It's not wrong to say them. It would be bad if we were posting links to them. How about that? Is that fair enough?
I just looked them up.
Yeah, whatever. That's gross. Welcome to Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, where we give you things to Google.
Stinky clams. Apparently, this person just decided to put down the shells on an access road, so it's just like
That's just
that's a lot of clips. The unclean shells had meat still attached, leading to a putrid smell as it decomposed. Video shows maggots crawling all over the road. Holy crap! Neighbors put up signs including "honk if it stinks." The next door neighbor says the smell is making her ill. Apparently people have been calling and he's just like hanging up on them. The building inspector has issued a cease and desist order. Police and the State Department of Environmental Management are investigating. I was gonna say, like,
what does a cease and desist order do? I mean, the guy already made the road, right?
yeah, I don't. Hey, Var, what's up?
Love me some Jamal JV. Welcome to the stream, sir. Glad you're here.
Yeah, I don't like cease and desist. Like maybe he's not filled up the entire road yet.
Oh, you're gonna love this. I'm so excited for the next story.
Oh jeez.
I'm so excited. It's a special section. Hold on, let me see if. Oh, it doesn't play through there. I gotta fix that. Where's the thing? Let's just try this. There we go. This quote of the week. Thank you, Jacob, for adding this from Vladimir Putin. He says, I am not a woman, so I don't have bad days. I'm not trying to insult anyone. That's just the nature of things. There are certain natural cycles. What?
Okay, so
Why is this a thing?
so barring the fact that holy shit, that was just misogynistic, sexist, and awful and shitty. Most of the guys I know are like moodier than any of my chick friends times like 15.
You do have some moody guy friends.
Like moody AF.
I've never been moody. I'm perfect.
No, you like get stressed out and start like accidentally spazzing things out to the ether, but you don't get like meh.
I'm grumpy today. Don't talk to me. I ain't got
Yeah.
time for you.
Steven is either like really happy, really stressed out, or naps.
Yeah, naps are good. I've recovered a lot of anger from just taking a nap. Like, usually if I'm real upset, I'll just go take a nap and I'll wake up and be like, whatever. I'll play video game. Guys don't go through cycles. When's the last time you had a cycle, Jamal? Don't think you when you go to the doctor, does the doctor ask you, when was your last cycle? I don't think so. Hey,
Guys
Jamal.
go through cycles.
When
I think he was referring to
I know what he's referring to. I'm just giving him crap.
Well, see, I think there's a difference between like grumpy and then like actually legit moody
Oh yeah,
guy.
there's
Like
a difference.
grumpy is different than moody. Moody is everybody's a Dragon Con together and everybody's getting along, and then a fourth person shows up, and then person is moody and won't talk to anybody else because they apparently don't like fourth person, even though everybody's a dude.
That sounds about right. That sounds
Yeah.
about right. At Dragon Con time, people can be moody, and you don't
Yeah,
want to be
moody.
moody
Or-
at Dragon Con.
I'm not going to talk to you a year because I'm moody. And then suddenly I'll talk to you again because I'm not moody anymore.
It's really so moody's like I guess you would define a moody person as someone you tiptoe around because anything could be a landmine.
Yes, holy crap, yes.
You're like, oh my gosh, I do not want to have to tiptoe around you anymore. So I'm just gonna go sit over here, and then that's the trigger. Why aren't you talking to me? What's going on? Why haven't you done it? Because I'm scared to death.
Yeah, many people are not fun. Walking on eggshells is a pain in the buttocks.
Yeah, you're just like, stop it. So anyway, Vladimir Putin says he's not a moody person.
Arrow on. I'm a nega Steve. I have all the mood.
that sounds good, dude. Hey, by the way, if you're into D&D and stuff, RPG Home Brewery is Arrow Odd's place. You need to go there. You need to look at his art and stuff because he's the man.
Steven describes Tumblr.
Is that what I do? I describe Tumblr?
I love his titles.
I don't know. Oh, those are generated. You talking about subjects titles? Heartless
Yeah.
neighbor, owl punch trees.
No, the where did he say? Steven describes Tumblr.
Where did that go? I don't understand the chat.
What do you mean where did
I
it go?
missed something. I guess I didn't see something I was supposed to see, and now I'm all sad. I just saw Var having a conversation.
I don't understand what just happened. Does anybody else understand what just happened?
No, hold on. I pulled another senile moment. Here we go. It's news better left untold time. Medical pot dispensary markets marijuana pizza. I guess you
Wait,
could
what?
do that, right? You can have a marijuana pizza.
Yeah, people eat. Var is like completely spazzed the shit out, and I'm so confused by the chat right now. Nickel pot dispensary markets where I mean that makes so much sense to me because you can get high and feed your munchies all at the same time.
Yeah, it's like you're snake eating your tail. You know, you're good to go.
That's a word. What are those things? The aerobots, arabesque, aerobort. What's this?
Arabic, Arabotanical.
What are the snake eating snake?
I have
Whatever
no
you
idea.
read out, I'll search.
A Massachusetts medical marijuana dispensary has created a culinary delight for patients who don't want to smoke their pot or eat it in the form of sweets. Quincy-based Ermont Incorporated has been selling cannabis-infused pizza for about 3 weeks to rave reviews. I thought this cannabis-infused pizza was just Papa John's.
No, Papa John's tastes like butthole.
It tastes terrible. I hate
I
Papa
hate
John's.
Papa
I know
John's.
people are like, really, pizza, like, what do you call it? I'm having a really hard time with words tonight.
Really pizza? I know people are just
really
really
pizza.
pizza. That's the best thing ever.
People are
Yeah,
bigly.
Treston McFly and Stephanie likes Papa. Does Stephanie like Papa John's?
No. We ordered Domino's now.
Yes.
Since
Yeah,
Domino's
Domino's
redid
is the
their
best. Dresden
everything.
McFly can go lick on their
There you
nasty,
go.
puffy, sweet Papa John's
We're-
bull crap.
When we're at Dragon Con, they can eat the Papa John's. And
Yeah.
if they get to eat, because you don't eat when you're at Dragon Con, you just kind of wander around and hope somebody drops a sandwich on the floor.
Oh, Domino's is so good. I don't know that I need a DVI cable. I mean, we might when we move. We bought a house.
Momo's! Oh, yeah, you haven't even talked about that at all.
Yeah. We bought a house, man.
Momo's pizza is like 4 feet wide. You remember that?
Wait, is Ortega from a Flow Rider?
Yeah, he's from the old country.
Hi, dude. Momo's Pizza, bring me slices.
Yeah, it was so good. I remember the first time I saw Momo's Pizza. I wish I had like a flashback sound that made that sound.
I have a picture. Drest and I were eating Momo's Pizza, and like we're sitting behind it, and they had to push like 2 tables together because it was massive, and it was $40 pizza because we put artichokes on it because we're stupid.
Yeah, don't do that, especially when it's that big. We picked it up in an extended cab pickup truck. And you couldn't put the pizza in the pickup truck. Like, we turned it sideways to fit it in because I think it was raining, so we had to. And not Reagan knew me when I was like a 5-year-old, like in career terms. I'm
like when you were
"Hi."
living with Chris and the ferret.
Yeah, I was like, "Hi, I'm real
How did
happy
you not
IT
leave?
guy."
Steven hid his friends from me.
I hid all my friends from you. You were too dangerous. I was like, "Hi, I'm here to fix your computers. You need help with your computers? I'm really happy to be here and glad to have a job. Let me set up your BlackBerry for you."
Who is that supposed to be?
It's supposed to be me when I was all shiny and bright faced and ready to take on the world.
Without the beard? Wait, has he seen the buds cut yet?
No, I don't think I've even been on the air with the no hair. All my
Steven,
hair
we got
done
to
falling
shave
out.
Steven's head. It was wonderful.
All my hair done fell out. Not all of it. It was just starting to, and I was starting a new job, and I decided, why not just get rid of it? But you know what? The best time to do it is when you're about to start a new job because nobody's seen you. So just shave your head, and then nobody cares.
Yeah. I like the fuzzless headed Steven. Like I told Steven, I'm like, all your hair just like mitigated to your face.
I just made it go down to my face. That's the goal. It started going in and coming out other places.
Mitigated, is that the?
That's not migrated. I think is the word you're looking for. Mitigated is like I had a security vulnerability and I changed the config file and now I don't have one. Mitigated.
Make less severe, serious, or painful. Lessen the gravity of. Yeah, I was after migrated.
You're migrated to my face. I like Big Fly says it mitigated to your face.
It lessened the severity of your face.
That's perfect. Director of Operations Seth Yaffe says the company has a whole range of marijuana edibles, but he wanted to offer meals that patients could eat without a lot of sugar. The 6-inch cheese pizzas sell for $38 a piece. The tomato sauce contains 125 milligrams of THC, the psychoactive compound in marijuana. The company has sold about 200 already. Yaffe says if patients want toppings, they can add their own. Only people with state-issued medical marijuana IDs are eligible to buy the pies. You know what's funny about medical marijuana? Like, it seems to me that most research, and this is kind of just flying off the seat of my pants here, but doesn't most research indicate that it's the CBD in marijuana, not the THC, that is actually the big medical healthy thing that people should get? Like kids with seizures and people with all kinds of weird issues. Like the CBD seems to be the thing that you want in like pill form or liquid form or whatever it is that they're doing, because there's no actual getting high. It's just
right. Let's be honest. That pizza is to get high on. Obviously.
Oh yeah, you don't. It's like I've said before. You don't get together with your friends to take your cholesterol pill. Like you can say like I'm on this medication all you want, but if you get like a bunch of friends together and you're like, would you like to medicate together with this pizza? No, you're still getting high and you're doing drugs. You're just doing it with an ID card that says that you get. And I am not going to belittle someone's need for a substance that will help them find a way out of whatever they're in. There are many people that go through post-traumatic stress. There's people with depression. There's people with bipolar disorder, where doctors for years have been saying, hey, so there's a thing you can do that I'm not going to tell you to do that can bring you out of those lows when you're really having a hard time.
Right.
Because they can't prescribe anything. But like the CBD, I think is the deal where, you know, your kid is suffering from seizures and nothing seems to work. But ta-da, this thing that's really hard to get, that's illegal in most places, has a byproduct that stops the seizures. But Lord help us.
And I was just talking about pots making me hungry.
It's Jelly Donut Day, by the way.
Jelly donut?
Yeah, it's Jelly Donut Day.
Oh.
But earlier this week, it was Donut Day, and I went to Krispy Kreme to pick up a bunch of hot and ready donuts, and the line wrapped around the block. It was terrible. We needed.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was free donut day until I realized it was free donut day.
And then it was
Dude,
too
Era,
late.
one of my friends in college, she has a familial history of being like batshit nutsy cuckoo, and so
That's a technical term, by the way.
like batshit. Like she's like evened out and she's got like 14 kids and she's just phenomenal right now. But like when she was in college, I'm like, dude, like she was one of those people you might like think about setting on fire and not really feel badly about it. But I mean, yeah, she ended up, her shrink was like, okay, you just need to do this because nothing else is working, and I
You
really
need to
think
get
that's
high.
what like evened her out.
You need to go do some drugs. That's
Yeah.
the suggestion.
Well, I mean, that's basically all you're doing if you're like your psychologist is like, here, do this drug, here, do this drug. These we can charge you out the anus for,
Yeah, right.
and they're really bad for you, and they might kill you or like cause you to pee yourself. But
It's like
please don't set yourself on fire. You would smell awful.
it's like the cartoon. I saw this little political cartoon. It was a guy standing at a pharmacy, and the pharmacist is like, "Oh no, the marijuana is still illegal, but our opiates are 80% off today."
That's fantastic.
And you were like, "What?" And I mean, we come from the land in the mountains where like opiate abuse is rampant.
Yeah.
You know, is a huge problem, which I don't understand why it is, because if I was going to crap literal rocks the size of someone's head, I would never take those drugs again.
Crap, little
Opiates,
rock.
they clothe.
Yes, but how many anus is Mercanus?
TM. He put a TM on it. How many anus is Mercanus? TM. That's the best
Mercury.
thing.
Dude, I love that this joke just keeps going.
Oh, that's awesome.
RDP, I'll take Tylenol every once in a while if I have a headache. Or if I'm like, can't breathe at night because I have a cold, I take NyQuil.
I take all the drugs all the time. Like if see, the doctor told me I have to take my cholesterol medicine, so I take it. And then they told me I have to take this vitamin D pill, so I take that. And then if I have a pain anywhere, I take an ibuprofen. And if that pain doesn't go away, I'll double that with Tylenol. And if that causes a stuffy nose, I'll take some Sudafed. And then we're all covered. We've got all the drugs we need, plus a vitamin C chewable because they taste really good.
So,
I grew up in a family where medication was praised.
do you remember when you
The
were
Lord
supposed
gave
to,
us
like, I was
Tylenol.
sick and I was hanging out with you and Chris, and like, it was New Year's or something. And Stephanie came down to visit you. It was right before you guys were going to go on your cruise. And I had the Dayquil, and like, I wasn't measuring it, I was just chugging it right out of the
Oh,
bottle.
yeah,
and
that's
like,
bad.
in the day, I had drank the entire bottle, and Stephanie started yelling at me. She's like, she's your little sister. Why aren't you watching her? You know she can't be trusted.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be left alone with anything in a bottle of liquid form. Like you and Pepto-Bismol. It's just like, I'm just gonna drink this Pepto-Bismol because I saw Riggs do it in Lethal Weapon or whatever.
Yes, that was the best movie.
You're just
ever.
like, I would just drink it because that's
Yeah.
how life works.
Yeah, well, because I normally wait till I'm in so much pain that I want to die before I take medication, and then I just take like
Yeah.
4 handfuls.
You're like, oh, my stomach's gonna die. I lived with this for 6 months before they finally took my gallstones.
That was actually a year and a half.
That's gosh, you're crazy. Most people don't do that. Anyway, don't do drugs, kids. And if you're doing medical drugs, be responsible with your medical drugs. Good gravy. I have to say these kinds of things because if I don't, at some point, somebody's going to come back and say, Horseshoes and hand grenades was encouraging drug use.
Yeah, when I run for president of the United States,
At this point, you might be able to win.
I'm like, dude, we've insulted every race, religion, people, politics out
Things.
there, and I'm pretty sure I still have a good chance.
You probably could. You probably
Yeah.
could. WTF section. WTF. Oh, this is your story. I almost stole the headline and I had to stop. And I
I was
did.
reading about people drinking. Well, Dress said he drank NyQuil and then slept for the first 3 hours of his shift.
NyQuil puts me into a coma. You know, you remember Dave? Dave from work, my buddy
Yeah.
Dave from
Yeah.
Kmart.
No.
If the only medicine he can take is a baby aspirin.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Why?
if he takes Tylenol, it'll put him to sleep. So the only medicine he takes is baby aspirin.
I really feel like that's apropos.
It's awesome. He only takes baby aspirin, and he's probably the angriest hungry person I've ever met in my life.
Have you met Jacob?
Yeah, I've met him, but I'm not as afraid of Jacob as I am of Dave.
Really?
No, not at all. Dave's horrifying.
Even your wife? Your wife's psychotic when she's hungry.
Nope. Dave takes the cake.
Wow,
If Dave is
okay.
hungry,
Me and
I'm
Dave don't need to
terrified.
hang out before lunch.
I just want to feed him a Snickers, like just shove it into his mouth. Eat this.
Please stop being an asshole. Eat it.
Your turn.
My turn. I was thinking about Sudafed. Woman pretends to be blind for almost 30 years in order to escape greeting people. I thought I read this title. I'm like, that can't be real, and then I never looked it up because I just made the assumption that it wasn't real.
How do you? That's some pretty severe social anxiety.
About 28 years ago, Carmen Jimenez from Madrid, Spain, became completely blind due to a serious eye injury. At least that's what she told everyone, including her own family, because she was tired of having to say hello to people she didn't actually want to greet.
That's so dumb. Why not just be a jerk?
Right? The 57-year-old woman recently revealed that she had always been able to see perfectly, which left her family in shock, even though they had always suspected that something was weird about her condition. Her husband said that she would put on her makeup perfectly, and sometimes they would see her trying to look at the TV from the corners of her eyes, but she never admitted to faking her blindness until very recently. Carmen apparently did it to avoid having to greet and talk to people she didn't actually like.
This sounds like an episode of like Arrested Development or something.
Right?
Like this is
Like,
this
so
is a
ridiculous
sitcom.
and stupid.
This is something you make an entire TV series out of.
I was tired of meeting people on the street and stopping to say hello. I've never been a very social person, and by pretending to be blind, I was able to avoid many social responsibilities. Apart from having to explain to her family why she lied to them for so many years, meeting the very people she was trying so hard to avoid, Carmen is facing legal problems because having registered as a blind person, she has received special financial aid.
Dress says, I fully support it. A real life 80-year-old troll.
I was going to say that's like, I actually know a couple people that have now taken this to heart and will probably be doing it.
Oh, just to get out of saying hello to anybody?
Yeah. So, yeah, how long was she married? Because I feel like if I was married to someone and they were blind,
I mean, maybe
I
she
would
got
figure that out.
Yeah, like how do you? It takes a lot of effort to pretend to be blind. Like way less effort than saying hi.
Right.
You got to be really, really messed up to want to stay blind and just be
I would like fake it at a party or something. I'd be like, "Oh, I have the flu. You should probably stay away," and then like sit in the corner and like pet a cat and read a book or something. But
yeah,
I don't know that I would take that for 30 years.
Just pretending, hey man, I'm sick today. I can't come to your party. Just so you can stay home.
I mean, that's like normal now, right?
Normal people do that. They go, oh, I just feel so bad.
Netflix and tea are my party.
I've tried really hard to, I grew up in a world where you say yes to people when you can do a thing, like go to a social party or a gathering or something. And pressure from friends when you're in high school, like, you should come out with us, man. You're like, I don't want to because every time I go out with you, I'm in trouble or something happens or I don't want to talk. You introduce me to somebody who runs around with their balls hanging out of their pants and it's stupid and I don't want to do this. But you go and you're like, all right, fine. And so you start making excuses because you can get out of it, you know, like, oh, I'm sick or oh, parents won't let me go or whatever. I have heard stories from other people that now that I'm an adult, I'm meeting adults with kids that are like teenage, like I was. They're like, my kids just won't go out with their friends. It makes me crazy. I have to tell them, you know, you really need to go out with your friends. And I'm like, their friends might be buttholes. Like I told one lady, I was like, if they don't want to go out that bad, their friends are probably buttholes. And you're going to get them in trouble by making them go. And she's like, really?
They want to like stay and play Minecraft.
Yeah. Well, she was like, really? Because he just stays and plays on his computer and stuff all the time. I really want him to go out and socialize. I was like, when I was that young, I played on my computer all the time. I have a career now. And if I'd gone out with those friends.
You're a very social person now.
Yeah. And I enjoy talking to people. But if I were to go out with those friends who I have nothing in common with other than our age and grade, because I have to, then I'm going to
Right.
go out there and I'm going to be standing around with them when they tip over porta potties, and I'm going to be in trouble. And that's stupid, and I don't want to do that.
I feel like our high school experiences were very different.
They were. Well, so the annoying thing about being a nerd in high school is in high school, like, everybody's a jock, or everybody, especially where our school was so small, you either played basketball and were cool or you didn't. And it was okay. So it's hard to meet people. The only thing that our entire education system does is shove kids who are the same age into a room together and go be friends.
Right.
And you're like, what if I don't have anything to do with, I don't have anything in common with 90% of the other people in here, and the only 2 other people in here that I have something in common with are so nerdy that every time we hang out together, we get made fun of, or our parents tell us to go out and get a life.
LAN parties are alive.
It's so stupid. Like, why do you do that? And then you get up, you grow up, you get your career, and like, I forget that there are jocks in the world. Like, and I don't mean that negatively, but what I mean is, like, I work and have worked for the past few years in the computer industry. Many people in the computer industry are nerds like me. We're into Star Wars, we're into comic books, we're into movies and those kinds of things.
Dragon.
You forget that there is a world out there where they don't get you. And so you have a child. Let's give you this scenario. You have a child. That child makes friends, sort of, because you're like, I need to find neighborhood people to put my child together with. You go to the cookout to meet your neighborhood child friends, dads, and you tell your wife, I bet you they're going to walk in there, they're going to be sports ballers. Bet you they're sports ballers. Bet you I don't have much to talk about at all. Walk in there and what happens? Baseball on the TV, sports ballers.
Ball.
Sports ballers. And I'm like, oh boy. And so I'm looking in there like there's beer and sports ball. And like beer, I mean craft beer, like, which is awesome. I think is really interesting. But I got to up my game to be able to have a conversation. You know?
Yeah, I think I end up like socially lying a lot.
You are like you have built-in social lubricant. You're just like I'm gonna talk to you and I'm cool and we can talk about anything in the world and I'll get along. You've got a skill.
Yeah, it's called bullshit.
It's called fake. Did you see that ridiculous display last night?
Yes. When you were saying sports ball, that's all I could think about was like him walking in the bar going, "Did you see that?" And then, yes.
Awesome.
Oh, please, Steven, can you please use that?
I will try to find it. McFly, you shouldn't be offended because it's not that I'm hating on sports ball or anything. It's just when I found myself in a position to meet and greet new people, it was hard for me to get a handle on it because I'm so used to just walking up and going, "Do you like Star Wars?" "Yes, I do like Star Wars."
Yeah.
"Cool, we're best friends forever." Like, it's just harder. It's just harder.
McFly is on that weird genre of jock that transitioned into geek.
He's a daywalker. We have a term for those.
Oh, yeah. Like he
Yeah.
started out Mr. Jockey McJock, and then he's like, I like the period. I called the periodic table the periodical table earlier.
That's awesome.
No, it's really not. I was like, wait a minute.
That's not right. I have 3 daywalker friends, and they are daywalker of all daywalkers. They're like, they could walk into a football bar, and by football I mean soccer, with a bunch of hooligans and be 100% in their zone. And then they can do the same thing. They can turn around and walk to a Comic-Con 100% in the zone. And I'm like, I envy your ability to do this. I don't know how you do it.
I like that you call them daywalkers.
Yeah, no, there's 4. Tony was a daywalker because Tony was like Navy
Oh,
SEAL.
Tony was like mega daywalker.
Yeah, Tony was like Navy SEAL machine, and he introduced me to D&D. It's like he was the guy.
He still brought his jockism to the D&D, except he
did.
let me tame a griffin, so that was pretty cool.
But he was one of those guys in high school that would defend the nerds because he always told me about, he played on the football team, but would also sit at the nerd table in the cafeteria and play D&D. So he's like, I don't let anybody pick on these guys. They're my friends.
Defend the home team.
Yeah, everybody needs a leg breaker when you're a dork.
Leg breaker, I like that.
Tony was my leg breaker.
Tony was such an a-hole.
I love Tony. Don't do that. Tony's my homie. We hadn't
Still an
talked in a
a-hole.
really long time, but he's my homie. Well, he's
I
mine.
think the last time I talked to him, I told him he was an a-hole.
It's fair enough, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
You're honest. Man, thank you guys so much for coming out to the show tonight and hanging out with us here at Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. We have had an amazing time this was a good show. I think we did good, Ashley. Pat on the back.
I think we did good too until I read Dress's comment about long division in two different bases raised to power in other bases. All I can think of is all your base are belong to me and like a Nazi base on the moon right now.
That's kind of where my brain went too. All your
Yeah.
base. So we started with numbers, we ended with numbers. Man, if you are a fan of what we talked about today, let us know. Tell us what you think. Send us an email at hnhshow@gmail.com. You can also jump into our Discord server if you're into Discord, which is a chat gaming thing. I posted the link in the chat.
Yay!
We're in there all the time. I'm in there all the time. So anytime you want to hang out
I'm
with
on
us,
Snapchat.
Smash is on Snapchat and Instagram. You can follow her on those places. Man, that's well, I don't know what I was gonna say. Send us a voicemail. H&H Live on Skype. Tell us what you think about the show. If you are listening to us on iTunes or Stitcher or whatever, leave us a review. Reviews are great. They're very helpful. They're super fun for us to read, and we like them. And it makes us feel special and warm and fuzzy inside.
Fuzzy. Mercosode 385.
Mercosode TM. This Mercury
I love
thing.
this so much.
This Mercury thing has legs. We're gonna keep this one
I
going.
really like this.
Follow us on Twitter. I'm Steve H&H, and Ashley, it's Fate Kills, PHATE Kills. You can tip
probably
us
fix that
to make the
thingy.
show better. There's a tip button underneath the main video player there on our Twitch page at twitch.tv/twodorkstv, or you can just go to twodorks.net, send you straight to the Twitch page where you can do all the clicking. Click on all the things. Click on the tip button. Click on the whatevers. Do everything. Also, man, hey, every Tuesday I'm doing adventure streaming. Adventure game
Oh,
streaming.
what are you doing now? The baby robots.
We just started playing Machinarium. So Tuesday nights at 9, I'm playing Machinarium, an adventure game from 2009 about a little robot who's apparently trying to foil a bombing attempt in the robot city. This game is a little bit different from most point-and-click adventure games I've played so far.
Freaking adorable.
It's really fun. It's really freaking weird, and it's got mind puzzles that kind of make my brain hurt. It's got those like. The best example I can give you is like most adventure games, it's like take the rabbit and put the rabbit in the hole and get the thing that you need to solve this puzzle. Those kind of adventure games. This one's like, oh, I need to click that button. You click that button. It's like, here's a small mini puzzle that makes your brain explode. So like
that makes me happy. I need to watch this.
You know the tadpole or the frog puzzle where they're on lily pads? There's like 7 lily pads, 3 frogs on one side and 3 frogs on the other, and you have to get them to be on opposite sides, but you have to like jump them properly, and it's one of those kind of things where you've got to like move the pieces just right, like a little Dungeon Zelda puzzle where you move all the blocks in order to get to all the chests.
See, I was gonna say that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it kind of hurts my brain, but it's fun. We're having a blast. So if you missed that, check out our YouTube channel at tiny.cc/twodorkstv. I think that's it. tiny.cc/twodorkstv.
Did it work?
I don't know. The caps matter on this one. I think I got it. Yeah, I'll just put it in the chat. 2Dorks TV, capital TV. So that'll do it. And man, that's all. That's all I got for you other than these words of wisdom from Daphne Guinness, who says, memories are like mercury. Every time you sort of try to get near them, they slip out of your hand like a bar of soap. That's awesome.
Mercury.
Yeah, mercury is what hatters used to rub on the hats.
All I think of is Sailor Moon.
Sailor Mercury.
Good night, RDP. We love you.
Y'all the best. We love you. We'll see you next time right here on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades.
Now.